Hello, friends, and welcome to another session from Exuberant Consulting. In this session, I am going to show you uh, how to create the basic FICO organization structure in SAP. And for that, we are going to use an example of a multinational corporation that is located in Europe and has companies in Netherlands and UK. So we will have two company codes. One is NGNL in Netherlands and another is NGUK in the UK. These companies will have local currencies according to their country currencies. In addition, we are having a controlling area which will use the group currency. Now the group currency, as you know, is always set at the level of the client. So once the server is set up, the client is set up, you can edit the group currency but not after that. So in our example, the group currency is set as USD and the controlling area will also have the group currency as USD. When we do testing or when we use test systems, there is a pre-delivered chart of accounts INT that always comes with a SAP system. So instead of reinventing the wheel, we can use the same chart of accounts for our purpose right now. It contains most of the accounts that are commonly needed. So in our case, both the company codes and naturally the controlling area will use chart of accounts INT. The fiscal year variant we have used is K4, that is Jan to December. Now you must remember that the controlling area and all the company codes inside the controlling area must have the same fiscal year variant and must use the same chart of accounts. Otherwise, SAP will not allow you to proceed ahead. So with this, this is the summary. I have given here the path also, the SPIO path where you can go and do the configuration. And in the video, we will see how to actually do this configuration. Hello and welcome back. Here I have the Excel spreadsheet with with what we are going to do the configuration just now. I log into SAP and I go to SPRO menu where most of the things will be configured. I have made slight changes to the names here because I found that there are certain companies already created in this system with very similar names. So we will use these instead of the ones in the previous graphic. Okay, so let's go to the first part and I want to create two company codes here. Next Gen Netherlands and Next Gen UK, which we'll call as NGNL and NGUK. So whenever you create a company code in SAP, it is always best to copy an existing company code rather than create from scratch. This is because SAP has provided several country templates, and when you copy company code, all the backend table linkages are automatically established, so you don't need to do each individual step and ensure that everything is working consistently. So as per the best practices, I will go to the transaction code EC01. So enter slash OEC01 slash O, as you know, enters opens up a new screen instead of uh, wiping out the existing screen. So I can toggle between both the screens simultaneously. So here we come to the organizational object company code, and on the second button you have copy organizational object. Click on this and then let's look for the country template of Netherlands first. So the standard country template is NL01 and here we find NL01. I am going to copy it to my company code NGNL. Click on OK. Now it gives a message here that only copy the GL accounts if you want to allocate the same chart of accounts to the target company code as to the source company code. In this case, we are using the standard pre-delivered chart of accounts INT. That will save us a lot of effort from creating individual accounts. But in practice, when we go to the client, we will have to take some base and then keep on modifying as per the client requirement. So in that case, we would have to create a chart of accounts from scratch. For now, I will say, do you want to copy the GL account company code data? Click on yes. Then since this is a Netherlands template, it has the local currency EUR, and it says that if you want to allocate a different local currency to the target company code, uh, you can do that, but I don't want to allocate, so I will select here no. And there it gives you a few messages depending on the system of some inconsistencies, but don't to worry too much about it. These are not really inconsistencies, but these are something we can fix as we go along. And then it says, do you want to transport number ranges? I will click on no. It is not a good practice to transport number ranges. We'll create the number ranges afresh in each system. Now here you can see the messages of the tables being copied, and then we come to this transport request. So in a live system, what happens is you create this customization in a development environment, and then after testing it is moved to the subsequent environments, and then finally it goes into production. So the way the configuration moves is via this transport mechanism, which is a very important part of the SAP landscape. So here you can create your own transport, and let's call it something next gen group configuration, and then click on continue. So it will save all my configuration in this transport. Of course, right now we are not going to move the transport anywhere, but in a practical environment you will have to move this transport to the subsequent systems like quality and production. Finally, we get this message that the company code NL01 was copied to NGNL. So this becomes our target company code now. Okay, so our first company code is now created. We will again create the second company code for Great Britain, and again we go to the same transaction. This time we will copy the template of Great Britain, which is called GB01. So here I have the country template Great Britain, and my target company code is NL GB, let's say. Uh, Sorry, it's NGGB. And let's go ahead with the copy. Now we know the meaning of these messages, so I will just say yes to the copy GL accounts one, and I don't want to assign a different local currency to the target company code, so here I click no. We will just go through all the messages, and the transport number ranges we are going to say no. So again the system is copying the tables, and we save this in a transport. In this manner we have created both the company codes, and it's time to now change their names, because when the company codes are copied it will still have the old names. So let's click on organize enterprise structure, and then on definition, then on financial accounting, and edit copy delete check company code. So we go to this menu called edit company code data, and let's navigate to our company code. Yeah, so we have created two NGGB and NGNL, but you will notice that the name is still the old one. So I will change it to next gen UK, city to let's say London, and country is okay, currency is okay. Save this in the same transport. Next I'm going to change the name of the Netherlands company code, and let's say it is based out of Eindhoven. The country seems to be wrong here, so let's correct it. It has to be Netherlands, not US, and save it. Now that we are done with the creation of the company code, let's proceed to the controlling area. So the pathway is similar. You go to enterprise structure, you go to controlling and click on maintain controlling area. Double click on maintain controlling area. So this is currently locked. We'll come back to this. In the meanwhile, let us create the company. So company is also known as trading partner, and it is used to monitor and eliminate intercompany transactions. So we will create companies with the same names as the company codes. So let's create two trading partners here. I will call them the same, NGNL, which is Next Gen Netherlands. Uh, it's really not necessary to enter all the data. This is saved. Then we'll create one more company for Next Gen UK. Country region is Great Britain, language is English, and currency is Great Britain pounds. We will now go to the next step, which is maintaining the controlling area. And for that, I need to go to enterprise definition, controlling, and maintain controlling area. And under that, you click on maintain controlling area. So here we will define our new controlling area, which is called next, and which is the next gen group. Under assignment, you will find two options, that the controlling area is same as company code, like a kind of one-to-one assignment, or the company or cross company code cost accounting. So we are going to use this because both our company codes are going to be assigned to the same controlling area. So controlling area uses a concept called group currency, which is the currency of the group, and this is set at the level of the server itself. So we cannot change it later. This has to be done at the time of server setup. In this case, it is USD. So our group reporting is going to happen in USD. Our chart of accounts is INT. Fiscal year is K4. Okay, so this is the minimum information that we need, and then you click on save and save the information in the same transport request. Once this is done, now we need to assign the company codes to our controlling area. So let's go to the assignment menu. Here we have definition and we have assignment. Let's go to controlling and assign company code to controlling area. Let's select our controlling area next, and we need to assign the company codes that we created, that is the Next Gen UK NGGB and Next Gen Netherlands NGNL, and then click on save. One more step we need to carry out is assign the companies to the company code. So NG, these are my two company codes, and I will assign the trading partners to that. NGNL NGNL assigned to NGNL, and NGGB is assigned to NGGB. Sorry, it's called NGUK here. That's fine. Before we complete this, there is one last step that we need to do. So under you can close the enterprise structure and go to controlling, general controlling, organization, and maintain controlling area. So some checks we still have to do. Okay, we'll come back to this. Now we go to the last step to maintain the controlling area before we can start using the system. So click on the maintain controlling area under controlling, and then navigate to the controlling area which we have created, which is the next gen group. And once we double click on that, you will see the settings. Now one thing here it needs to be defined is the cost center standard hierarchy. So all the cost centers which we will create will be arranged in a hierarchical fashion, and the top node of that has to be entered here. Now I have not created before this next gen, so it says that standard hierarchy does not exist, but system can create it and assign it here. So let's do that and click on yes. And then you need to go and activate the control indicators. So click on new entries, and then we are in 2023, so 2023 to 9999 we will activate the cost centers, we will activate order management, we will activate commitment management, then check on cost objects, projects, sales order. Yeah, and once this is done, we can save. So this is a message that you get, but no need to worry about it. Just click on OK and proceed. And the assignment of company codes we already did. So now we are ready to uh, start posting our journal entries. Some other settings may be required, but we will see that in the subsequent sessions. So hope you uh, enjoyed this video, and now you are able to create the basic organization structures in FICO. Till we meet next, goodbye.